talked to Servase a lot yesterday, just about the defense and getting back to Pitt football. What have you seen them channel, especially since the North Carolina game, to be aggressive again?
Absolutely. I mean, every week we, reevaluate strengths, weaknesses, and things of the previous week, and I think it's been a constant process all year. But certainly things have clicked these last 2 weeks that we want to continue to capture that momentum and keep it rolling forward. But there's growth every week in different areas, and certainly things to clean up. But I certainly think that, like I said, it's been clicking.
What's it been like for you losing a bunch of veteran guys after last season, putting some guys in with less experience? Has it been a more difficult job for you coaching because these guys are sort of learning on the fly?
I mean, I feel like we've been growing. I mean, since the day, we got new guys in here going off for the last season through spring and every day in camp and throughout the season. So I'm in every day. So it certainly doesn't feel like that transformation anymore. You know what I mean? We've been with these guys for a while throughout the season, going in here to the end of the season. So it's been fun to see those guys grow, to watch those guys take strides forward. And again, there's certainly things to continue to work on, but proud of their growth and proud of the way they compete every single day.
How much better are they now compared to like the West Virginia game?
I think a lot. I think there's been a lot of growth, and there's so many different areas of mental and physical and growth. But I think if you go back to the beginning, there's certainly been substantial growth.
How much have Bengali and Solomon, how well have they taken criticism? Like when they've made mistakes in games and you point out, and how have you seen them like take that on, address it during the week, and then see it change on Saturdays?
Absolutely. I think with Solly and Gully, two guys that are certainly very eager. And in the linebacker room, we talk about pointing the thumb, and it starts with me, and ask each of them individually, on every single play, right? It's what could I have done better? Alignment, assignment, the way I finished, the thought process going into that play based on tendencies. And so they've certainly pointed the thumb, and I think they have grown tremendously all season. And so they're excited, every week to come and prepare and continue to prove themselves and perform on game day. So excited about how they've grown and the maturity they've shown, and they're fun two guys to coach.
I believe Solomon has 4 sacks in the season. He's been getting more pressure, and you've seen that even kind of pick up more with as the aggression that Servase was talking about. How much have you seen him channel that into his game as far as saying, hey, I'm going to get downhill fast and get after the quarterback?
Yeah, so he comes in on our Delta package on third downs, and it's a role he's really embraced and takes a lot of pride in, and working his pass rush moves and understanding the different nuances of protection and stunts. And so he loves that, and he flourishes, and it's something that he's had opportunity to go make some plays. And a lot of that you certainly have to credit our tremendous defensive line, and the Coach Partridge gets those guys going, and they attack, and we attack, and sometimes any of the guys within that stunt can make the play. He's been fortunate to be right there 4 times, like you said, and make it. But he's done a good job. But I think it starts with everybody executing their part of the scheme.
The game this week, what are you most worried about from the other side of the ball?
I try not to use the word worry, but prepare for. I think
Okay, yeah.
I think they've done a great job. I think the first thing when you turn on the tape is there's a certain amount of toughness to that offense, and sophistication. I think they're an intelligent group that plays hard, and so that offensive line's going to compete. And our quarterback, you watch he varies the cadences and gets them in the right play. And he can throw it, and he can tuck it and run it. He's a long strider that can go, and they got a stable of backs and a good tight end and some good receivers, and so it's an impressive offense. And so we're excited. We're preparing every day for every nuance, and I think they bring a great challenge for us.
When you watch a video of a team like Duke and you call them sophisticated, what does that mean? What do you see on tape that actually say this team has some intelligent guys playing for them?
Yeah, I think you always go with the quarterback, like the guy running the show. If you watch, he's checking them in and out of different plays, which is impressive for a young quarterback, right? And you can see a lot of guys communicating, and those are things certainly we do as a defense as well. So it's not every offense does that. Some teams just go as fast as possible, right? This is certainly a team that's going to try to win that chess match.
Last year, it seemed like the big thing that you guys as a defense improved against was the RPO. Like early in the season, Western Michigan, Miami. Then as the season went on, y'all faced like the ultimate test in Wake Forest, came out ahead. This year, at least by my eyes, it seems like it's the mobile quarterback, Jeff Sims, Hendon Hooker, those guys. And now over the past, I'd say 2 or 3 games, you guys have seemed to you've seen your guys adapt to that. How have you seen a lot of your players embrace adapting and changing their efforts to fix those weaknesses that you guys see?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's game plan, it's execution, and like you said, I think we're seeing a lot of mobile quarterbacks. But that's also that's the modern wave of a quarterback, and so being conscious that guy's has the ability to escape, wants to escape. Is he scrambling to throw it, or is he scrambling to run it? These guys are extending plays, and we certainly need to do our job within the scheme. You got to stay within your lane integrity as a pass rusher, and if you're in coverage, you got to do your job and not abandon your responsibility. But it's just about those details, staying and doing your job until the play's over.
Is it a different level of like mental acumen than like your playing days? Like everything that you had to consider at all times because there's so many mobile quarterbacks now?
Possibly. I'm not that old, but I still got to huddle the defense up and get a ready break and turn around and come play some powers and ISO. So yeah, it's a little bit different.
Are there more mobile quarterbacks today than when you played?
I played against some good ones. Troy Smith won Heisman, I think. Played against Pat White at West Virginia, Sam Bradford. So lined up against some good guys, certainly some mobile guys, but it seems to be more frequent that you're seeing that mobile guy now.
You pass that along to your players, the fact that I've seen you?
Yeah, absolutely. They probably heard that too much. But
Is there been a change in? I mean, Pat White is obviously kind of a different animal, but you mentioned Troy. So, I mean, quarterbacks that are maybe more athletic are turning that can throw, but they're willing to run. Like they're runners. They're not like sliding when you get close
right.
to them. I mean, they seem to be more willing to kind of give up their body because maybe they're put together a little bit better than guys 15, 20 years ago. Do you see that when?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a part, and as you saw RPOs evolve, right, and that kind of came after the zone read quarterback, and now teams are kind of blending both with RPOs and draws and different schemes. It constantly makes it harder and harder for defenses. But, as they evolve, we evolve, and it's just a continuing chess match going back and forth.
Are you surprised? I mean, Kenny made them change the rules last year on the slide stuff. I mean, but do you? I mean, it's almost rare these days that you see guys slide. I mean,
yeah, I think.
Is that just because? I mean, do you think maybe just because these guys get the ball in their hands, they think they're
no doubt. I think they're players. They're ball players. You know what I mean? Oftentimes that guy on offense is a competitor like Kenny was, and he doesn't want to go down, right? Usually a coach is telling him, hey, you can't take these many hits. And so I certainly don't think they want to as much unless obviously they feel surrounded. But you'll see them on the sideline take it different than maybe a running back. But yeah, I think they want to compete.
Voss was talking, he's not going to say nor is everyone going to pressure him into what's his decision at the end of the year and all of that. He's not walking, but still, as a coach, you're probably looking for the next guy to kind of be that leader, the guy that's going to plant the flag and say, we're the Pitt linebackers, this is how we play football. Have you seen a young guy who looks like he's ready to take that mantle whenever Servassier does make that decision?
I'm not ready to look past Voss yet, but there's certainly a lot of other guys in the room with good voices, good character and leadership that are stepping up, saying the right things. And I think as a group, they're not afraid to make each other better and step up and stand up and say what they see. And I think that's what you need in a good culture, right? Not guys, locker room lawyer protecting each other, right? They want to see each other be better. But certainly guys come to mind. Brandon George has always been, a steadfast voice of a guy who does everything right. Shane Simon's been that kind of guy. And so, there's others speaking up, but those are two guys I would say consistently have stiffened their spine and been willing to stand up and say the right things.